Greetings, everyone. I'm Wood Hamster,
And I'm M4.
and we're getting our cat on today, apparently.
Ugh. Just look at that
Yeah.
nonsense.
The male version isn't much better. It's basically a big bear armor instead of cat armor. You know, this armor's even got paws. How do you hold anything with this armor, anyway?
You duct tape.
I'd imagine.
You just tape the weapon
If
to
you
your
actually
hand.
look at the model while you're holding weapons out, it looks really awkward. Especially the
sure it
bowgun,
does.
which I'm going to be using. See, I took Kuropeko, and I chopped them up, and I made them into a bowgun. And then I took more Peko parts and upgraded the bowgun up to max for a single player. And, so I get some Crag up. I can load up more Crag shots. If I didn't have the capability before, I can now. And speed eating +1, always wonderful. But the most important skill is the recoil down.
Oh yeah,
This
recoil.
bowgun has minimum recoil now. I literally have no recoil in this bowgun.
Yay.
With any ammo type, I should mention, because I've shot cluster level 3 off, like you can see I can do. No recoil, and that thing, I believe, has the most recoil of all ammo types.
Yeah, recoil reduction is pretty great.
Yeah. Recoil reduction means that you're standing less time still and recovering from the recoil. Just showing off the melee version of the helmet. It's a bear. So male armor with the bear head is it's bear and cat themed. I think people get it now. But as you can see with the male version, not male, the melee version of it, it has wind resistance. So when Rathian flaps her wings around, you don't get pushed around. It was really great for fighting Rathian and Rathalos.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And for this fight, I will be using the lamp mask as the... I believe the only time I use the lamp mask, because...
The only time it's useful, that's why.
Yeah. So I gave him antidotal and fire attack. For a very good reason.
How does he see out of that?
Through the little grill on the bottom.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like that's what you do with, like, if you look at a lot of full plate helmet type things.
Right.
There's just this little grill. The thing is, if you have your eyes right up against the grill, you can see through it fairly well.
Fair enough.
But we're gonna take some... I think it was actually the stubborn milk, now that I'm looking at it, that I got in a previous video
Man,
that I had.
I'd want to know about that, because that's pretty great.
Yeah, I think it was stubborn milk thing, but I think it's the... There's two skills that I'd really want right here. It's Feline Bombardier and Sharpshooter.
Yeah, those would be nice.
Those are really good for gunners, because being able to do extra damage with Crag shots and stuff like that, it'll really help me out in general, but especially with this fight. And Sharpshooter is just good for everything. Like, being able to do more damage with your normal shots is amazing.
Right. Well, there you go.
Unfortunately, I
only
need
get-
Bombardier. In fact, I figured out a little mechanic here. If I say... Basically, the skills I get from the food is actually predetermined before I even go get a food buff. Like, I've saved, and every time I load up my save, I'll go get the food skill. There will always be the same things available to me every time
I believe it determines it when you come back to town.
Yeah, that it determines. But if I take 2 freshes, I always get the same 3 food skills. And if I also get Lucky Cat, I will always get Lucky Cat. So
Yep.
It's not even very randomized. It just determines before you even take a food buff what feline food buffs
Oh,
you
it's
get.
plenty random. It just decides it when you enter town, and then it's set.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
I know. It's
change it.
just like, it should do that. But I guess they want to do it so
Sure, it
people
should.
can exploit and abuse it.
Exactly. That's exactly why it should do that. You can't save scum to get exactly what you want.
But it makes it painful to get feline lander when I want to show it off.
That's good. You shouldn't just be able to get whatever you want.
No, what I mean is I want to show it off for a video, but I spent like half an hour to 2 hours. I can't remember. I didn't take time. I spent a long time trying to get feline lander is all I'm trying to say.
Oh, that's a necessary evil, because how many people are trying to show off
Look,
certain
I'm not
things?
even going to bother to save scum to try and get Ultra Lucky Cat. I don't even think it's worth it to spend half an hour trying
But
to get it.
people would. Absolutely, people would.
Yeah, people would, but I don't think it'd be worth it.
Even not just that. I mean, even the little things, they can get the best skills they want every time.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it's worth it.
It's totally worth it. You have a very, very specific situation.
What I'm saying is, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, here's the thing, because you could save scum it regardless, because if you know I'm going to get Feline Ultra Lucky Cat each time this time, and I need this specific item, well, then you start save scumming. So it works both ways.
But then you have to do a whole hunt, so it's not. You can't really do it so easily.
Well, yeah, but if you know you're going to get it every single time, and you just need, like, I don't know, Rathian plates, then, then Ultra Lucky Cat is your best bet.
Fair enough.
But anyway, so as you notice, when I fire off the bowgun, it makes a honk.
Yes, we're going to listen to that quite a bit.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate noise that it makes. But yeah, I guess it's because it's firing the shot out of the beak. It literally is firing the shot out of a hole in the beak.
Yep.
Not even kidding there.
I know you aren't.
So, submissions, kill lots of Gigis, and destroy the egg sacs. I figure there's a couple egg sacs in here, might as well clear it up. I would have brought pellet shots with me, but I already filled out my ammo bag.
Right.
See, the thing is, Giginox is weak to fire. He's really weak to fire. He is amazingly weak to fire. And, so I got, like, normal shots, and I got pierce shots, but everything else is fire-based. Everything. And, as you might have noticed, I've given Cha-Cha fire attacks. With the special thing with the lamp mask is his AI goes completely ballistic against small monsters. He will pretty much, more or less, only attack small monsters. And Gigis are also amazingly weak to, the babies of Giginox is also amazingly weak to, fire. Go figure. So, if I can deal a lot of fire damage, well, I'm good to go. He can do crowd control. There's another reason why I brought the mask, which is more important.
The only reason it's useful ever.
Yeah, this is the one occasion that mask is useful in single player. But for now, got a little intro video.
We've met, Giginox.
Yeah.
You don't need to hide.
No need to hide. You've been hunting us down for a long time now. In one video specifically. And, specifically what he does is he lays egg sacs. That's where all the cookies come from. And, well, honestly, unless you're doing the subquest, you're free to ignore the egg sacs. It's not really worth it.
They are gross, though.
Yeah, they're definitely gross. But, yeah. So, got fire damage up the nose. Now, here's the wonderful thing about fire shots. I did a little reading before I actually did this video. I actually did even a test video, and I even did a little reading. Oh, and he will do some fake outs with the egg laying. Sometimes he likes a bomb instead that explodes into poison. Horrible poison.
Yay.
This is literally the poison monster.
Oh man, absolutely. If you didn't bring antidotes for this, you're in trouble.
Yeah, he will attrition you to death with poison. If you bring antidotes, it's not that bad. And if you bring a ranged weapon, this is... Yeah, he's pretty much anti-melee.
This is very true.
So, I was gonna explain before. Lost my train of thought. Wonderful. Okay, let's totally not stop the video. No, I'm kidding there. We shouldn't.
I wouldn't have. I would have just kept going.
Excellent. I was like, should I make that joke? Oh shit, you might actually stop the video, but yeah. Okay.
I'm not that oblivious.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I think.
You think? Oh yeah, fire shots. So I did a little reading on them. They're wonderful because they deal as much damage. The initial hit will deal as much damage at any range as a normal shot 1. And then the fire damage comes afterwards, which is not affected by range at all.
That's pretty excellent.
Yeah, so I can pretty much snipe with elemental shots if I bring the right elemental damage. And as you might have noticed, these are kind of the reason why he's an anti-melee fight. He clings onto the walls, and half the time you can't even reach him. And there's nothing you can do. You can't even toss flash bombs because he is blind. He has no eyes.
Nope, just weird purple things.
Yeah, that's... And the purple things can be broken, so you can break his head, his tail, and his stomach.
Yep, that's all of them. Can't cut his tail off, just break it.
Yeah. And basically the most important break to get is the head and stomach. Because you won't get any items if you just break the head or the stomach. Well, you'll get a shiny if you break the stomach, which is still really good because you can get Pale Extract.
Pale Extract.
Good old Pale Extract, only now it's really obnoxious to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So you can't...
Like,
basically, so you can't use demon drugs all the time. Which I hate. I love my demon drugs. I love my mega drugs.
Oh well.
Yeah. So as you notice, like, I'm firing off these cluster shots, and there's no kickback at all. It's amazing. Of course, I still do get hit, and I still take a lot of damage because I'm using ranged armor. Roughly, it's about half damage. But here's the gimmick. I can tell Cha-Cha to turn on his lamp, and for some reason, Giginox's AI will completely wig out and just go completely berserk on Cha-Cha. Now, players can hold out a torch. You can light torches on the walls, and you can have a armor skill called Warmth, which mimics the effect of having a torch.
Isn't it Flame Aura?
Yeah, it's actually Flame Aura, but the actual skill is called...
Oh, right. I always
the skill effect is called...
by the skill effect and the skill name being different.
Yeah. It's kind of weird like that, but...
Yeah.
But, here's the thing. How Giginox, and also Kazakh, for that matter, who isn't in this game, they detect their prey by body heat. So, he doesn't, he will go after players a little bit more when they have a torch out and all that sort of stuff. But for some reason, and like the torches that you light on the walls will also confuse him a little bit. Not
right,
much.
sometimes he'll go attack a torch.
Yeah, and then it's very rare he does it, but then it'll go out and, it's not that amazing. But with Cha-Cha, when he does it, like, every time, almost every single time, he has completely ignored me and just tried to rip Cha-Cha to little shreds. And me using a bowgun, that is amazing. Of course,
Absolutely.
every time he gets knocked out, you have to remember to tell him to use it. Which is something I sadly forget to do. But yeah, this is the one fight that mask is really useful. No, I guess I didn't quite forget it too much. And I should probably also explain about Crag and Cluster Shots. I've already explained what they do before, but they are essentially fire damage, and a lot of fire damage. So, as I said, I prepared myself properly for this fight. I actually prepared myself more than I should have. I spent like several hours farming in ammo of various kinds and stuff to make ammo. My inventory is full of items to make ammo with. I even got like a mix gem that allows me to make maximum amount of ammo when combining ammo, each combined. And yeah, I got everything ready, spent hours and hours preparing all that, and then I find out like, oh, wait, this guy's chump with this setup.
Yeah.
Also, another excellent thing about using a bowgun is you can knock them off the ceiling, and if you have melee buddies with you, they get free hits. So many free hits.
Oh yes.
Wyvern's fire ammo. This is actually really good for this fight if you dare get close. Or if you know you can tank a hit. Again, like, I just loaded up with fire and fire and fire, and there's no recoil, so I'm not really in as much danger as I'd normally be.
That's certainly the way to go about it.
Yeah. As you'll notice, when he's in the brighter areas, you cannot see the purple glow, so it's a little bit hard to see if you've broken items. Once he lands, you'll see. See?
Yep.
So it's basically like a glow-in-the-dark thing. Again, I was like... I always had problems with Giginox doing melee, but that's because I use weapons that are slow and will get you hit all the time and poisoned all the time. But in the case of Bowgun, yeah, I'm almost entirely safe from him. Another attack that Giginox will do, he's actually also one of the few monsters that can pin you down. And his finisher move is lots of poisons. Actually not a very dangerous finisher. In fact, if you're in multiplayer, it's better just to let him chomp and chew on you because it doesn't do that much damage. It does a bit of damage over time, but your buddies can get free hits, and if they're lucky and they flinch him, they can knock him off the ceiling and get even more free hits.
Yay, free hits.
Yeah, so you'll be seeing us do that a lot, where we just go like, stand there, let him pin you, and then we get free hits. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't move out of the way.
So no, somebody come and save me. And everybody just dog piles on Giginox. That's especially good for like something like Longsword, because Giginox is not mobile, he's standing still, and he's getting hit by everything.
Yep.
And it really didn't take long to, just weaken him. I probably could have captured him a while back, but since I don't have the decorations added onto this armor for seeing when he's weakened, I just have to wait till he limps, so I probably could have ended this fight in like the space of 10 minutes instead of 15.
Oh well.
Yeah. Oh.
You're being a proper hunter.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, Bowgun really breaks this fight. It's so much easier with Bowgun.
That's no fun.
No, it's just like, this is actually a good showcase of the Bowgun, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good fight to do it in, and it really does showcase some of the strength that the Bowgun has. Like, it's a ranged weapon. Basically, when he hangs on the ceiling like that and sort of does the spin, that's when he'll try to pin you. Basically grabs you, drags you to the middle, and then pins you. Just starts chewing.
And then gets worked over by everyone else.
Yeah. If you're in single player, you do want to get out of it. But you can also use stun buttons to do that.
It still doesn't hurt very much, so...
And I should also mention, like, which you'll see in a moment, Cha-Cha, he's enraged, and in a moment he'll start throwing fireballs. That's like his special I'm enraged move. He is literally doing raw fire damage, and on top of me giving him fire elemental attacks, he's doing more fire. And the fact that because I light his torch on, Gigis will actually be afraid to attack Cha-Cha. So it's pretty amusing. This is the one case where, and then he just snipes them. One fireball kills them, literally. It's
effective.
It's like I said, like, this is the one case where this one particular mask is actually useful. So, well, I got to show this mask off in its glory. This is actually the reason why they give you the mask now. Because, oh, you're gonna go fight a Giginox, I see. Well, you make this mask that's good for this one fight.
Hooray!
I should also mention, like, the item you want, when I mention, like, you have to break the... You don't get any breaks if you just break the... Or items if you just break the chest or the head. You have to break them both to get an item. The item you want from that, and which, like, some people get confused with, is they're looking for the, unnerving maw, or something like that.
Fearsome Maw.
Fearsome Maw, that's right. That's the item. That's where you get it from. You get it on Giginox if you break the chest and head. And it's like a low drop rate. It's kind of a pain to get, to be honest. And it's used for a couple things.
Right.
A couple weapons, and I think you need one for the armor set?
Something like that.
But, as we'll see in a moment, I'm going to do a bit of a jump cut, because I'm going to be spending... 5 or 10 minutes getting prepared for the next thing. I need to jump in and out of town, do a couple things. essentially what I ended up doing was I ended up just stopping the videos and I cut a bunch out, and then this is where I mentioned like I was trying to get Feline Lander. I spent like half an hour to a couple hours trying to get Feline Lander just so I could show it off, because we still got one more quest before we go do our urgent. I could do it now, but I'm not going to. I think you know what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah. Also, he's actually speaking about new foods and stuff like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Just wanted to at least keep that in. But for now, get ready for the jump cut. I was either planning on like ending it there and splicing videos together, or seeing if I couldn't just do some fancy get lucky with a lander at some point. But no, I didn't get lucky. So I had to splice videos together. Wonderful. LP magic is ruined.
This abomination. What is this?
Frankenstein. Finally, I get lander after many hours of trying.
You have such bad luck with lander.
Yeah. Fuck me. And I even get heroics, which is utterly useless.
Of course.
I can't use it. But lander. This is really good. I actually get to showcase this one skill off, and it's really useful.
Lander is very, very useful in a situation.
And ancient beans. It smells like an old nursing home.
Yay.
Doesn't sound like it tastes very good. Also, I'm not sure what the start of that is. Every single time I catch her making that noise, I think she's talking about a gobool and maybe popping it, and then it popping like a balloon and letting out air. I think that might be it. But every time I catch her doing that, it's like, damn it. I never catch the first snippet of it, so I get what she's making that noise for. I could probably actually pause the video really quickly and figure it out. But wyvern eggs. And this time it's not Lady Gourmet that's giving the quest, but a royal.
Yeah, Lady Gourmet only gives the really good wyvern egg quest.
Yeah, there's essentially a event quest in multiplayer, which is poached wyvern eggs. Only it's like poached wyvern eggs hyper, in the sense that you get like 10 minutes to do the mission in, and you need like 6 or 7 eggs, or something like that. No, actually, you need 9 eggs.
Yep, 9 eggs.
Yeah, and you can do it with 2 people at the very last second, but what you really want is 3 to 4 players.
Pretty much, but the rewards are amazing.
The rewards are amazing, and you'll all get to see that. But there's also a normal poached wyvern eggs, and this is still a very good quest to do because it has a really good rate of giving you charms and lots of.
The rewards aren't bad at all, especially since you're just in single player. Pretty good. So
instead of herbivore eggs, I'm doing wyvern eggs. There'll be a little gimmick behind that, but
I'm not even sure why they call them wyvern eggs, because everyone knows what kind of eggs they are.
By the time you pick them up, you know what kind of egg they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No secret.
Especially considering where you pick them off. But yeah, like you can see, they block some areas off here and there. I don't know why they block off one, but
yeah, this one doesn't really make you take a twisty path. The blocks are kind of so pointless.
Yeah, the block is really pointless there. Don't know. Like I end up going the same amount of distance, but I still have to go through several enemies. It's not like I could do any cheat by going there. It's just kind of like a weird place they block off, and especially if you're in, it's especially a dick move if you're in high rank and they start you in 1 and you have to go all the way around.
Oh, that's definitely happened a few times.
Yeah, in multiplayer, for those that don't know, when you get into high rank, the gimmick of high rank is you don't always start at the camp, you start at a random location. So, yeah, it's kind of obnoxious when you start the wrong place. So I'm going to show off the normal route first. This is what you do if you didn't have Feline Lander. This is what you're going to do 99% of the time.
Right.
Just going to go this way, and Jaggies have spawned. Of course, by the nest, the Jaggies will have despawned now that you've actually picked up an egg.
Right.
First person to touch an egg, when you zone and re-enter, the Jaggies will be gone. But instead, there's going to be monsters in every zone now. In 4, no, not 4, sorry, 3, it's going to be full of Maylynxes. This place is always full of geekies, so nothing new.
Yeah.
But they're
no
gonna
real threat from either of them, really.
No, but they're gonna put Jaggies and Jaggia a few places, and they're gonna put Maylynx a couple places. So, and you have no reason to go into 4, even though you can. But the thing is, you
go
can't
into the cave. Why would you do that?
Detour? I don't know. Maybe if you're in like that little the death tunnel, and Rathian's charging through the death tunnel, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to break this egg.
Yeah, and then you can just step out for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the only reason you'd ever do that.
Yeah. But essentially, like, this is the route you want to take because it's the shortest and the safest, and you get to 2 really fast.
Yep.
And you avoid like 90% of the monsters, so it's nice, quick, easy, no problem. Mission complete, and then you run up to get another egg. Now, I could have cut stuff away, but on the off chance that something happens.
You wouldn't have cut it until after, and then if something happened or not. Excuses.
I know. No, actually, I just kind of want it's to give people the egg gathering experience.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The missions are kind of boring and tedious to do, but the rewards, they're well worth it. I'll say this much:
so
you get really very lucky in the rewards.
That path is ingrained very much into our muscle memory.
Yeah, most people actually take the longer and more dangerous path, where you risk getting an egg broken.
Yeah, it's not that much.
But the thing is, it's not much longer. But by the way, Rathian.
Hi, Rathian.
Yeah. See, the thing is, once you deliver the first egg, Rathian shows up. And since this is single player, you don't have extra players to distract her. She will always go for like the oldest egg that was picked up. She will go for that player. That's how.
She's not much of a threat, though.
No.
Unless she's guarding the nest. That's the problem.
So in single player, second time you go for an egg, she's always going to be guarding the nest.
Yeah.
And in multiplayer, if you're doing this, you've already got an egg. Your buddies will be like, there's always going to be one person who's ahead of everybody else because possibly not everybody has Lock-Lack armor or somebody got Feline Lander. There's always going to be somebody ahead of you. They're going to deliver their egg. Rathian's going to appear and she's going to go, oh man, that person in Area 5 has the oldest egg. I'm going to go chase that person. And you'll never see Rathian again.
Yeah, pretty much.
And single player, by the time you get to the nest, she's going to be there. But since I got Feline Lander, I can take the shortcut. Normally, if you did that without Feline Lander, the egg would break. But since I got Feline Lander, yeah, I can ignore everything.
Yeah, jump off the giant cliff, that should kill you.
Yep, monster logic.
No falling damage.
Now, if you didn't have Transporter Pro, Rathian can actually catch up to you. But I got Transporter Pro, so by the time she lands in one area, I've already left.
Yep.
So if you have this armor, in multiplayer, you're essentially never going to see Rathian. And if you do see Rathian, just wait a few seconds. Because she'll leave to chase somebody down with the oldest egg. It's a simple and easy quest. I did kind of get dicked over with the rewards. I was hoping that I would get a lot more charms to show off that, yeah, man, this is the quest to get charms at, but...
Oh well.
I got like 2 charms.
Now do this for the next few days, because, oh man...
No, I actually got the stun charm. I'm pretty happy.
Event quest, oh man. Anyway, yeah, poach the event poach river eggs. It's pretty much exactly that, just more.
More eggs, and you get 10 minutes.
15, I think.
Okay, 15. Makes more sense. But yeah, I just got 2 charms. And speed setup is pretty decent, but I don't really need it. There's better things. But if you didn't... I'm still going to keep it anyways, it could be handy with the sword and shield setup.
Sometimes, maybe.
We'll see you next time.